Let's go, girls.
Hello and welcome on in to this week's edition of Entertainment News here at MBE. We'd just like to thank you once again for joining us here on our Looney Tunes channel.
Just laughing at Rishi Sunak there.
And also,
it's made its way into the show.
yeah, and also on our Twitch stream as well, folks. I'm one of your co-hosts, Stephen John McLaughlin. Our other co-host, John C. Walsh, is here. That's Christopher. And we're here to talk about
Not
entertainment news. Cedric.
Fucking wish it was Cedric.
Yeah, John.
Christopher.
We're going to be talking about Joker 2 in a
Chrissy.
little moment. Fully adieu. We're going to be talking in a moment in terms of box office and everything else that's surrounding this film at the moment. And we're also going to be talking about a Nosferatu shot-for-shot remake that not a lot of people might know about. But we are certainly going to bring it to the...
a lot of people know that.
And we're also going to be talking about the Beatles' Hard Day's Night 60th anniversary release. But before all that, we're going to be
host
talking
for this evening, the Bottles.
We're going to be talking about...
The
That just reminds me of that message I sent you, John, that time.
Stones.
I said I've got the beers in their bottles, and then I did the gift
The Bottles.
with Lennon. But yeah, we're talking about Joker, fully adieu, John. It's had a disappointing box office debut. That's an understatement. Reportedly losing
everything about this film.
$70 million. The film, which premiered at the Venice Film Festival to mixed reviews, has seen its Rotten Tomatoes score plummet from 63% to 33%. Audience reactions have been equally negative, with only 31% approval on Popcorn Meter and a rare D cinema score rating. A significant drop compared to the original Joker, which received a B+. Despite high expectations, the movie earned only $40 million in the US during its opening weekend for below the predicted $70 million. Combined with international earnings, the film grossed $121.1 million, well below its $190 million production cost, although critics such as Metro praised the film and director Francis Ford Coppola supported Todd Phillips' work. The sequel is struggling both critically and financially. Its poor performance compares it to infamous box office flops like Movie 43. Do you remember that film? Yeah. Such a fucking weird film, that. That's the kind of film that you watch once and it scars you for life. I hope that Foley Adieu's not
it's
like
not
that,
as bad as that.
But
it's definitely not as bad as that.
It's fucking
Holy
weird.
fuck.
That was such a weird film. I just remember, is it Anna Faris, you call her?
Yeah.
In a really weird sequence with, I can't remember, was it Chris Pratt? I can't remember. They two were involved with each other. Maybe I'm just overthinking that, but big star names in that film.
It's a good cast,
but it was just such a weird. It was like sketches. Hugh Jackman was in there, I'm sure. Weird. But we're not here to talk about movie 43. We're here to talk about Joker Foley. John,
I'm sad to see Salem's Lot down there as well. I'm not going to lie. I'm just looking at some of the other
as well, John.
Yeah. Steve, look, this doesn't shock me. It doesn't shock me. Because there was always a...
Shocked and stunned.
I'm not shocked and stunned with this. There was always a concern over this sequel, period. Was there a desire from Todd Phillips to make it happen? By all accounts, he was essentially pushed into doing it by Warner Brothers. And obviously the DC sub-company, subsidiary under Warner Brothers. Just because of the sheer unexpected success, critical success, Oscar success, financial success, first R-rated movie at the time to gross north of $1 billion. I think they'd forced him to come up with some kind of sequel. Joaquin's notorious for not really doing sequels. I don't think he's ever done a sequel prior to this. So I was really surprised when they announced there was going to be a Joker 2. And that was me thinking it was going to be a drama-driven human condition follow-up to the first movie, which was very drama-driven human condition, Martin Scorsese 70s style kind of movie. Really gritty and fucking dark storytelling. They then announced it's a musical and I had real reservations. Because musicals are brilliant when they're done right and obviously the setting is suitable. Joker is he's obviously a character who is almost breaking out the comic book. He's got awareness ahead of his sort of time and ahead of just the character in general. He knows in the comics almost that he is a made-up character.
Yeah.
And that gives him the wherewithal to be able to just do all the crazy shit that he does because he's ahead of the curve, as Heath Ledger famously said in The Dark Knight. And with that, you can maybe get away with a musical with this character because he's so batshit crazy. You bring in a Lady Gaga with Harley Quinn. You could maybe get away with the concept, but it had me concerned, Stephen. I know it had you concerned as well at the time when they announced it was going to be a musical. It was just like, what the fuck are they actually doing here? Why are they making this sequel? Why is it a musical? Trailer dropped. I was all right with the trailer. To be fair, it looked okay. It didn't really blow me away, but it didn't look horrific.
Yeah.
But I've always had reservations. Short and sweet, I've had reservations about this movie's existence and it being a musical. So this doesn't really surprise me. The D score, though. I mean, you can frame Rotten Tomatoes whatever way you want. Usually it's the critics hate it and the audience love it, but they seem to be universally hating this movie just now. Not everyone's hating it, but that cinema score is deeply concerning because I've got other ones lined up. The Rise of Skywalker got a B+. That was fucking shocking. Shocking movie. That's shocking as well. My dog's fart. Dawn of Justice got a B. Justice League 2017, B+.
Yeah.
Fuck me, Harley, that's bad, mate.
I think in retrospect, though, John, I think a lot of these films that you're mentioning now would probably be in the D category. The Rise of Skywalker would certainly be rated a D now. And these other films you're mentioning, Dawn of Justice, that would be in a D category now, I think.
Yeah.
Obviously, of its time, it was rated that.
Dawn of Justice is still low on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
Interestingly, 2% lower than Joker, Folly of Do, so...
Which is weird.
It's not at that level
Dawn
yet.
of Justice isn't the worst film I've seen.
No.
In terms of this film, I think one of the initial reactions to come out was obviously the critics. John Campea was probably one of the first ones that I saw panning the film. I took it with a pinch of salt because, like most critics, you know, they'll say what they think. It's all subjective anyway. But there seemed to be that trend throughout the last 7 days of people saying roughly the same thing. Now, everyone getting into this knew it was going to be a musical. That's not the issue. The issue, there's a lot of issues, John. The first film had a lot of issues as well. As much as I enjoyed the film, the storytelling and the perspective of the storytelling and the source it was coming from Arthur Fleck, concerned me getting into a second film because you're thinking, well, what am I going to believe here? You know, what is real and what isn't? You know, as well as obviously it could be an interesting story. You've got to have some sort of gravitas as well with the character and the surroundings, or you're just conning the audience, really. You know, because you can just flip it at any point and go, none of this was real. I don't know we've not seen this film, to be fair, John.
Yeah, I've heard some things that really, really disappoint me though.
Yeah,
like
the ending,
really
yeah.
Have you heard it?
I've not. I don't know the ending. I've heard that a lot of people didn't like.
Really disappointed me. That decision in particular is just totally unnecessary, and just it just really, really disappoints me. I mean, I'd probably still go and watch this movie, Stephen, because I do like to form my own judgment on things.
Intrigue,
and it's not universal. I misspoke previously when I said it's universally getting panned. Just the consensus between the two seems to be it's like a 30% rated movie. Like 30% of the people enjoy it. The rest don't really like the movie.
John,
Some are getting stuff out of this movie, though.
I was initially when they mentioned, I don't know if it was Todd Phillips or the studio, I can't remember, when they mentioned this sequel was going to be a musical. Yes, concerned. I think we all were. But when you hear that, you start to think, well, what's the reasons behind that? Like changing the genre? Is it because they don't want to repeat the first film? Because that's fair enough. If you want to go in a different direction, but a full-blown musical. I don't know how many numbers are in this, John, but a lot of people said there was a lot of unnecessary musical numbers in this that didn't really relate to the narrative.
It's like spoken songs.
Yeah.
They're not really... I mean, you get Lady Gaga, and by all accounts, they're not really fully utilising her abilities.
I can't remember, maybe someone can correct me in the comment section. She's in it for half an hour.
Crazy,
full screen time, I think 33 minutes. I may be wrong. I've maybe misread that.
You can work miracles. Yeah. We've seen that with Tony Hopkins in Silence of the Lambs. It's like 8 minutes and Oscar-worthy performance.
9 minutes,
Vader.
Yeah.
You can do miracles with that kind of screen time. And ultimately, it's not her movie. It is Joker. But I mean, you're making a musical. You bring her in. I mean, you take her or leave her. I mean, I actually don't mind her.
I think she's a cracking actress.
Brilliant actress, and she's cracking musician, multi-instrumentalist, can sing, perform. You bring someone in like that, you're thinking, right, well, you're at least doubling down on this musical concept. You're getting the right people involved because you can sing and dance.
Yeah.
Always had concerns about Joaquin and his ability to sing. But we're going down the right direction now by all accounts. They're just not really, I don't know, man. I've not seen the film, so I'm not going to go on other people, but what I've read, they're not really. I thought they were doubling down, but they're not really.
There's a reason that Joaquin Phoenix had reservations getting into this film, and I think it's been proven now why he doesn't do sequels.
Yeah.
Very much like Jim Carrey and that Dumb and Dumber sequel. There's a reason they sense that there's lightning in a bottle with one film, and you can't repeat that. And it's true, you can't repeat the success of that first film. Although I know people will say it was inspired by Taxi Driver, The King of Comedy, etc. But it was still a very well-made film in terms of how it looked, and obviously Joaquin Phoenix's performance in that. And there were some shocking moments as well. Yeah. But you can't take away from the story of the narrative coming from an unreliable source, which a lot of people will not take to, because a lot of people feel they've been robbed and been tricked as well.
See, I don't mind that so much because Joker is batshit crazy. He's a psychopath, and it is his story. And ultimately, I mean, I don't mind the what's it to call it? Was it unreliable narration? I can't remember. Perspective. There's a term for it. I don't really mind that because you can kind of get invested in the character and his deranged sort of mindset, and then when you start muddying reality with obviously fiction and what's going on in his head, then it opens up doors and within the story. And certainly we've seen that in the original Joker movie. He's fantasising about being on.
Some of it was on the nose and you knew it was fantasy though, John. But there was moments where I was like, did this really happen?
But because they've established that's fantasy, as it progresses and he goes further into the character and becomes Joker, at the end, what is real here? Yeah. And that's almost synonymous with the character and his journey. It's like, what is real? He's losing touch with reality, but almost freeing himself in the process as well. That's why what I've heard about this ending is really, really disappointing. It's like, and again, it goes back to the core issue I have with sequels to great movies, and people shouting this movie come award season after its release saying it wasn't that great. But I still maintain it was a great movie. I really enjoyed the first Joker. And just taking the concept of a classic villain and making a movie about him, it's not the hero style that we normally get. I liked the braveness of Todd going down that route, and obviously putting the Scorsese sort of stardust on it and doing it in that style. I enjoyed that as well. We spoke about it. Scorsese was supposed to make the fucking movie. But making sequels to that kind of thing is never ever a good idea. Sometimes it's best just to maintain a self-contained story, like one singular great movie, and move off into the sunset.
John,
you think of Shawshank, you think of like Schindler's List. You ain't getting a sequel to that.
Totally agree with that,
but
John. But
in today's age, if it made money, they would fucking make it.
I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I wasn't excited when Joker 2 was announced, because I was excited, although I think that's probably because I enjoyed the first movie to an extent, and I wanted to see. And in terms of Joaquin Phoenix, I was thinking at the time, well, it must be good if he's on board, because he does not do sequels. He does not do franchises. He's a one and done. And yeah, exactly. Every film I've seen the guy in, it's always gold, and it's disappointing more than anything. I'm really saddened by this, if I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, but Steve, again, it's all subjective. So you go and watch a movie yourself and form your own opinion. Like you said, a lot of people hated Dawn of Justice, but ultimately it's not the worst movie by any means. A lot of people hated Man of Steel. I love it. It's one of my favourite Superman movies of all time. So different strokes for different folks. So we've got a couple of comments, Stephen, from Twitch. I hate how to sell movies. You need to have it built on decades of brand recognition monopolised by two companies. Yeah. Sadly, I mean, that's just the way it is. And by all accounts, what I heard from another person speaking about this, the original one, Warner Brothers never even made that much money from it. Apparently, it was like a subsidiary or second production company or investment company put the money in, so they didn't even make much money off of the profit.
Yeah.
Now they've made this with 5 times the budget. $250 million for this film is fucking insane.
Yeah.
What are you doing, man? You don't need $250 million for a Joker sequel. What is happening in Hollywood? That's a whole
how
other.
Much Lady Gaga costs.
Yeah, but it's a whole other story, Stephen. This is why movies are failing now, because they're putting so much stupid money into these films, into TV shows, then they're just backing themselves into a corner where they have to make well north of 800 million, $1 billion to be profitable for the studios and everyone involved, the investment side of things, the theatres. Everyone has to get their bit out of it, and it has to make well north of 800 million just because of the ludicrous budgets they're putting on these films. $250 million is fucking mad. Yeah, I think the worst movie of 2024 was Megalopolis so far. I don't know if that's correct.
Yeah, I read that.
I think it was Megalopolis. It was the cinema score.
That was Francis Ford Coppola.
Yeah, you got a terrible cinema score.
What's happening to these legendary directors? What's happening to them all?
And it's now been rated, I think, worse than Megalopolis. So, yeah, it's the worst movie in terms of cinema score of 2024.
John,
and that's usually a good indicator of a film.
Obviously, Joaquin Phoenix will move on from this and he'll not repeat the same mistake again. If it was a mistake, I'll hold my reservation with that for a moment. But Todd Phillips, this is going to tarnish his reputation. No doubt about it. I mean, for all the praise and the laudits this guy got for the first movie, he has to take the rough with the smooth, doesn't he, with this one?
I think it's more the studio.
Yeah.
The studios are just greedy and they force filmmakers and sequels when it's not required. Sometimes
was this greenlit before James Gunn?
I think it was, yeah.
Was it? Yeah.
Potentially. Yeah. But they just forced the issue. No one needed a sequel to that movie. It was fine. It was in its contained story, contained sort of timeline, universe, separate to every other Batman and DC property. People were talking, how are you going to connect the dots? How's this working? Bruce Wayne's too young. You don't have to connect the dots. It's a contained story. But they have to keep forcing sequels. Just completely unnecessary. That ending with him just stoking up the flames of anarchists and whatnot, it was brilliant. It was great.
I mean, you leave it
fantastic
open-ended at that. You don't have to continue that story.
No, you don't.
You know where it leads because everyone that watched that film were going there as fans of Joker.
Yeah.
They know what he's like. They know what he can do and continue doing throughout Gotham. And that's one of the things I liked about it. You could interpret your own sort of continued story in your own head, if you like.
And it was the arc of the character from this downtrodden guy stuck with his older mother, getting shat on with everyone, ostracised. He makes that journey, becomes disconnected from reality, becomes Joker, and then frees himself up finally, becomes his true self. We'll get other comments. I'm tired of old legacies. I want to see something new that will become the legacy of the future. Yeah, I just don't see that happening in modern day Hollywood, sadly, in Western cinema at least. There's no originality. They're absolutely paralysed creatively. The only real places you're getting that new legacy and innovative sort of storytelling is at small studios, like not even small, A24, maybe Blumhouse. The odd time will come up with something. In the main, they're just regurgitating the same stories, sequels.
Blumhouse, it's mostly a horror genre. There's nothing out with that. In terms of legacies for the future, I mean, I suppose over the last 10, 15 years, there's not been many.
No.
In terms of the comic book, I mean, Kick-Ass was probably one of the last ones, I think, and I thought that's got a great future. And if they do it right, which they didn't do with the sequel, it could open the door for more these type of films. I think there was another one called Super or something like that. I can't remember. But it did open the door for other sort of
the Abrams one. The horror Superman.
Super 8, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the one?
I can't remember. What was the name of...
Oh, you're talking about the horror one?
Yeah. What was that called again? The evil Superman. Yeah. That was a good concept.
Can't remember. We reacted to it. It was one of our first reactions, wasn't it? That's
even,
how long ago
even
it was.
I mean, Salem's Lot, Stephen, is getting panned. It's just... I mean, I've not seen the original. By all accounts, very, very good film. People love it. It's a cult classic. The Halloween franchise, Predator, Alien... They just keep regurgitating the same shit again and again. Even Toy Story. I mean, fucking Toy Story 4 talking about a fifth instalment. Nobody wants it. The movies were done, they were perfected 30 years ago, 40 years ago.
Yeah.
Come up with a new concept, taking legendary characters and IPs like Ghostbusters and try to do something different, sort of politicised, all-female cast. Just come up with a new concept, a new, fresh idea. Where is the originality? Where is the new ideas? In the modern day film industry, it's fucking dead, sadly. Yeah. American movies aren't made for Americans anymore. They're made for people that lived in countries 25 years ago where one rich guy that can afford a printer could sell bootleg printed scan regulations that can be read without electricity, and now all these countries have smartphones. Funny thing is, some of the best filmmaking that I've seen in recent times, original stories, came from like Korea and India. They've produced some really original stories and concepts, but no one watches them over in the West.
Yeah.
Well, they watch Korean stuff. They don't
Or
watch
when they
Indian.
do watch them, they remake them, and it's
Yeah.
they're poor.
Yeah, when you think of Super Deluxe, you think of 96s movies from India. They're great movies.
Yeah, very original. Yeah.
And we're not getting that over here. A24 seems a little pretentious. It can be, but at times it's
Yeah,
produces
John,
brilliant. So, I mean, they are quite arty.
yeah, they are, but I
They
don't
are.
think we've ever had the fact that, you know, for every 10 films they make a right golden nugget. One, that is out of the 10, and the other 9 are like, they are pretentious. They're just like putting them out there to see how they do. But they do produce the odd great film, and when they are great, they're really great.
Yeah, I can see what you mean, Commodore, about Superman. He's supposed to be incorruptible, really. He's not really meant to be that evil guy. He's meant to be the purest. He comes to Earth and bonds with humans. He's got this great power, but he doesn't use it.
Bollywood Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
There's actually an Indian Superman.
There
We've
is.
seen the trailer for it, and it's sensational. It really is. You should check it out.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of stuff
Yeah.
that is a little bit far fetched, but some of it is. When it's good, it's really good. We've seen some brilliant stuff. But yeah, Stephen, disappointing man with Joker.
Yeah.
Don't know if you want to read some of these reviews.
Yeah, go for it, John. Yeah, it's interesting to see what other people are thinking.
Some of them are
and I was
really
going to say that
fucking
try and
disappointing.
get a mixed bag, but I think it's going to be pretty difficult to get a mixed bag tonight.
Dulce Pierce from The Sun. That's what I think of that publication. Phoenix is a mighty fine actor. Mighty fine. But this Joker feels more like an ego project for him and Phillips. Really? That's not what I heard. I heard that Phillips was almost forced to do it. Didn't want to make the movie. That Warner Brothers almost coerced him because of the sheer success of the first. I didn't hear that he wanted to make it at all. And it was an ego project. But hey ho. We'll read some of the negative Nancy ones first, and then we'll get to some of the up. Well, we'll read Stephen Romai from the Australian. He's more positive. That's the word I'm looking for.
Critic, yeah.
He's a top critic, and he's rated it 4 out of 5. This is a remarkable film. Its originality and audacity, along with the extraordinary lead performance, are what, for this viewer, keeps movie making alive. I've heard that Joaquin's still good, to be fair. I mean, Joaquin's always good. You put him in anything, it could be fucking Humpty Dumpty or the Oompa Loompa origin story, and Joaquin would make it unbelievable. He's just that good. He really is. I've never,
Napoleon.
ever... Yeah, exactly. Steve, I still like Napoleon.
Yeah.
He wasn't the issue in Napoleon.
No, this is your point, though.
He was not the issue. He's always great. I love Joaquin. Everything I've ever seen the guy in, it's just brilliant. He's a fantastic actor. What a waste. I think I put that on the thumbnail.
Ian Jerry and the Blockheads, yeah.
Ian Jerry.
What a waste. Yeah.
What a waste. Charles Koplinski, Real Talk with Chuck and Pam. This is the critics that get on to Rotten Tomatoes these days. We can't get on, but they get on. Joker Folly Ado is the most daring film to come out of a Hollywood studio this year. Really? Studio. Repetitive, shallow and clunky. That definitely went on the thumbnail. The jokes may still fall flat, but that doesn't mean the punchline does not land. Well, clearly it doesn't fucking land because you've gave it a 2.5 out of 4, so you've rated it rotten. Sarah, talking about morbidly beautiful. Full of herself, isn't she? Stephanie Malone. To dismiss the film for not meeting expectations is to miss its point entirely. It's precisely in subverting these expectations that Joker 2 achieves its folly ado not to. Get it fucking right, come on. Its most profound impact. I think I put Joker 2 in the graphic. Asking us to examine. Couldn't get folly ado in. That's pretentious, by the way. Folly ado. What is that fucking title about? Folly ado. Putting French in there, just make it pretentious. Not just what we want from our art, but why we want it. Oh no, God, Bonnie de douche.
Yeah.
Couple more.
Bain Marie.
Yeah, God, I know.
Anyway.
Yeah, nothing worse than just unnecessary French. I mean, I love France as a country. I do. It's a fantastic country. I've been there. Love Paris. People are not rude. Don't listen to that pish. That's just English people going abroad and expecting everyone to speak English to them
this film
and
certainly
mollycoddle them.
lacks some va-va-voom.
Yeah. Not everyone's going to fucking mollycoddle you because you speak the dominant language. You're in a foreign country. What with them?
Yeah.
I digress. Kevin Carr, ultimately worth a look, but loaded with problems.
Fat guys at the movies, yeah.
That guy's-
There it is. Kev.
you get the point, man. The lead actors are great. The story has got real problems. And there's real structural elements with the actual musical numbers in the film, by all accounts. They've committed to it being a musical, but they've not committed full La La Land. It's not like Les Miserables or whatever the fuck it's called. You've not got little weird face guy that won the Oscar, Eddie Redmayne. What was that one he sung?
Oh.
God, and he rose with voices ringing, and I can hear them now. You're not really getting that.
Yeah.
The very words that they have sung. They're kind of, by all accounts, it's like spoken, almost like spoken songs. It's just weird. Why would you do it? But yeah, I mean, look, Steve Raddock, are you still going to go and watch this?
Yeah.
Greetings from Spain. Sadly, this sequel refuses to give the public what it wants, repeats the resources of the first, and wastes so much of Lady Gaga. Yeah, we spoke about that. Why bring someone of her standing into a film
Why do it? Yeah.
and then just completely piss it up against the wall? It's really baffling.
Listen, I'm not going to. When you asked that, John,
Yeah.
and I said, "Yeah," I'm not going against the grain, saying, "Nope, nope." You're not going to tell me. I don't mean it in that sense. I'm very intrigued to see how bad this film is.
Yeah.
I really want to see it, and I want to give it a chance, but it's not looking good. It's not looking good.
Commodore, I love Brendan Fraser, and I was happy that he won the Oscar, but the whale
Yeah.
The whale for me is just everything that's fucking wrong with Hollywood. Kate Winslet was taking jabs at this 20 years ago in Extras, 15, 16 years ago.
Yeah.
You play like a cripple in like a Holocaust film or something. You're Oscar baiting. And that's what the whale was. It was just every single trope that the Academy loves, they eat it up. He went for it hardcore and he got the Oscar. For me, Austin Butler was robbed.
Yeah.
Elvis was it was excessive in its length, but Butler was Elvis. And the guy dedicated like 4 years of his life, but he became Elvis and he was robbed of that Oscar. And I will never forgive the whale for robbing Austin Butler of a much deserved Academy Award. So, love Brendan, but I'm conflicted. I agree with you. The whole film was fucking pretentious.
What was the one with the hot dog fingers?
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
That was an incredible film.
Yeah.
Absolutely stunning film.
Do you not think there was a bit of pretentiousness about that film?
Absolutely not. I just loved it. Everything about it. It was just wacky. It was brilliant. No, I didn't think that was pretentious. That was a nigh on perfect film for me. Everything about it.
Yeah,
The
man,
music.
he won the Oscar, didn't he, for
Yeah,
supporting
he
actor? Yeah.
Michelle Yao
Yeah.
won.
Yeah.
The daughter character. Forget the name. Stephanie. Stephanie Shu.
incredible. Yeah, she's
She
a
was
great character.
unfucking believable. And they gave it to sausage fingered actress, not Jamie Lee Curtis. Was it Jamie Lee Curtis?
Jamie Lee Curtis was the
Yeah.
the old lady. Yeah,
Yeah,
with glasses,
hot dog finger.
Yeah, that was
It's
weird.
like, what the fuck? Stephanie Shu was unreal.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. She was battering people with dildos and it's just an incredible performance, man. And she didn't get an Academy Award. We
Yeah.
need an award for best non-art house film that isn't based on an old legacy. Good luck with that, mate, because they brought in a best popular film
If you
category.
hang about, we're going to be talking about.
Yeah. They kicked up a fuss
yeah.
about. Oh, fuck yeah. yeah. Hang around and you'll love this one. If
Yeah.
you love new legacy stories and you hate regurgitating the same thing again and again and you
artsy
hate
form, yeah.
pretentiousness, man, you're going to love this next topic we're talking about.
Yeah.
Shall we do it?
Well, before we do that, folks, if you have seen Joker Folie Due, let us know in the comment section what your thoughts on the film was. We're very interested to see what you thought of the film. If you've not seen it, are you intending to go and see it or not, based on the reviews so far? Let us know in the comment section and we'll certainly reply to them. But we're going to move on shortly before John.
Heard there was a fantastic animated thing at the start of Joker, though. So, yeah,
well,
that's almost worth the admission price alone, just to see that.
Just walk out
Almost
after
like a cartoon or something. Yeah.
We're going to move
I'll
on
never
to
walk out a film.
our next topic. I hope the guys in the chat stay around for this one. It's Nosferatu, shot-for-shot remake. Star addresses close release with Robert Eggers' 2024 movie. Doug Jones, star of Nosferatu, a symphony of horror, shares his thoughts on its close release to Robert Eggers' Nosferatu remake. Both films offer different takes on F.W. Murnau's 1922 silent classic, which was an unofficial adaptation of Bram Stoker's Dracula. Jones' version is a shot-for-shot remake using a blend of practical effects and CGI, while Eggers reimagines the story in his own unique style. Despite both movies being released within 2 months of each other, Jones expressed enthusiasm rather than competition, praising Eggers and Bill Skarsgård, who plays Count Orlok in Eggers' version. He hopes both films will inspire audiences to revisit the original silent film, with each movie offering a distinct interpretation. Eggers focuses on horror, while Jones aims to recreate the original's German expressionist style. Jones believes there is enough room for both films to succeed, comparing this situation to past twin films like Deep Impact and Armageddon. Those were the first two that came up in my head, John. The other ones would be such as the Mowgli film and the Jungle Book being very close together, which I thought was a shame.
You remember that? God, yeah.
I mean, both. I actually like both the films. I think one was Andy Serkis and the other one was Favreau, I think. Yeah. If I'm right. Both great. And also the Pinocchios that came out over the last 2 years.
3 Pinocchios came out in the 1 year.
Yeah. Different forms, obviously.
Guillermo, and then you had an animated. Yeah. I think his was stop motion.
His was stop motion. There was an animated and Tom Hanks one.
Tom Hanks, yeah. Was it an Italian one or something? Yeah.
In those cases, though, John, one always suffers. Deep Impact.
I think they all suffered.
I think in terms of Deep Impact and Armageddon, I think Deep Impact probably suffered a little bit more. I think Armageddon was.
Deep Impact, was that the one with Morgan Freeman playing the president? I like that. Robert Duvall. Who?
Was he in it?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong.
You know, I've not seen that film in about 20 years.
There was a whole lot of these sort of disaster films out at that point, wasn't there?
John Favreau, was in that as well. Elijah Wood, was it? Oh, yeah. Totally forgot. Yeah, yeah.
I don't know where I was getting your man from. I don't
know. That may be Armageddon.
I don't know.
Or the other one. All the veterans go up.
Yeah.
There was Space Cowboys. Space Cowboys.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember. I know Eastwood was in that.
Space Cowboys? I have to search it.
But anyway, John, we reacted to obviously the Robert Eggers film that's coming out this month, I think. I didn't know anything about the Doug Jones one, the shot for shot. Now, the thing I thought was weird was Jones saying that his shot for shot remake, he's hoping that this will inspire people to go and see the original.
Well, why would they do that if you're making a shot for shot remake?
Well, you're going to watch one or the other. You're not going to watch both, are you? Let's be honest.
I'll tell you right now, I'll put this up. This is a problem right here.
That looks like Davros from Doctor Who.
I mean, it's shit.
Do you know what I'm talking about? The Dalek leader.
I'd have to see him.
Half Dalek, half whatever the fuck he was supposed to be. I don't know. Puppet, Muppet.
I mean, it's just... Yeah. And this is the problem that Robert Eggers is going to have as well. Trying to capture the simplicity and the horror of the original Nosferatu and the Count Orlok character, because there was something odd about the time. It was just the vibe of the visuals. It was just creepy. It was off kilter. And it was really simplistic, prosthetic stuff, but it was just really unnerving. It's an odd looking fucking character. This is too detailed.
Yeah.
That's the problem you've got when you remake stuff like this 80 to 100 years, 70 years later. You just cannot capture the nuances of the original. What made it brilliant? And the audiences are different. It's more cynical. It's a different time.
Yeah.
And horror's changed as a genre completely. I mean, I trust Edgar's to do something a little bit better and different and out there, because he'll put his own stamp on it.
What we've seen from Eggers' trailer, and I know it's because it's a trailer and he doesn't want to reveal too much, I don't think you're going to see Count Orlok too much in this film in terms of like close-up face. Yeah. You will see it. I mean, you don't put fucking Bill Skarsgård into this role and not show him. But what I mean is, I think he'll do it in his own style. He'll not overuse. I think we're going to see this face here quite a bit in this shot for shot.
It just ain't right.
The original John looks more terrifying. There's something about the original that it's very unsettling. It's like the Laughing Man film. I think we talked about this. You know, the Joker. Joker was inspired by the Laughing Man.
Yeah. Oh God, he was the same age as me.
Yeah,
fucking guy was the same age. He looked about fucking 50. Yeah, it's odd.
Looks like Dick Lester. Yeah.
I'm talking about there's something in, I mean, it's 100 years old. There's something in the simplicity of that visual
it's
of that character. that you just can't. I mean, it's just
That
it's crummy.
stands there, the one he's standing
Yeah,
at the
it's
doorway.
just it's the size, man. It's unnerving. I'll open these up and I'll bring it up. I mean, fucking hell, it's so small, isn't it?
And that's terrifying to me.
I mean, let's bring that up just in case. But I mean, people should know what Nosferatu looks like.
How many buttons
Count
is on
all
that
looks like.
jacket?
I know.
See, that'd take you a fortnight.
But
to
Stephen, even
button up.
that is unnerving.
Yeah.
There's about a dozen buttons on his jacket. He's so fucking tall. He's the size of the door frame. He's just weird. His arms.
They were so long.
Yeah, he's just like slender, man, but he's bald like me. It's like me.
One ear's bigger than the other.
Yeah. The ears, everything. It's simplistic, but it's just terrifying. And you get back to this, and it's just. I mean, it just doesn't look
No.
right.
As you said, it's too
look
detailed.
right.
It's trying too hard to be scary, and it's not.
And again, why are we doing it? I can understand Robert Eggers putting this sort of brand on it. He is a really interesting filmmaker. I love Robert Eggers.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed all of his films. And there's a claustrophobic sort of stuffiness about his films. There's an atmosphere in every single film he makes. You're just enveloped in it when you watch it. He'll take it and he'll do something absolutely batshit crazy, but it'll be modern and it'll be fresh and a traditional and obviously well-worn concept. Nosferatu, I think there's been about 3 or 4 movies or something.
Yeah.
I don't know how many. There'll be about 4 now. Whereas this shot-for-shot remake is just unnecessary. Go and watch the original movie. You don't have to make a shot-for-shot remake of a classic movie. It's totally unnecessary.
So, Doug, if you're doing any vanity searches and you find this channel and you think we're promoting your film, think again.
I mean, he's got some quotes. I don't know if you want me to read the quotes.
Yeah, go for it, yeah.
Yeah, let's read some. I mean, what the fuck's going on here? I've seen quotes. What I've seen quotes. Maybe I'm tripping. No, it's a totally different thing.
Yeah, I wasn't on Bloody Disgusting. Yeah. That's bloody disgusting.
How did I end up in Bloody Disgusting? Right, let's bring this up. This is Doug. I think he's a star. I mean, I know he's a star because I searched him up and I was looking at his filmography. To be fair, he's got a good filmography.
Yeah.
And he's a, I mean, yeah, he was a Shape character.
of Water,
yeah, he
yeah.
was in the Shape of Water. 100%.
I mean, it's hard to say it was him. I mean, it was in costume, but...
It definitely was, though.
Yeah.
He had this to say, and you're right, so many beautiful performances. How the fuck does he know? Has he seen the Eggers movie? And Willem Dafoe killed it.
Possibly, yeah.
I think he killed it, I think. What? He was, either you think, you know, or you don't know. What do you mean you think? He was fantastic, and I can't wait to. Honestly, I know this is a very confusing time. It really isn't. That we're coming out with 2 months before the Robert Eggers version with Bill Skarsgård in the same role, and I'm a big fan of Bill's. Doug, it's not really confusing me because I'm going to presume 99% of people are like me and genuinely didn't know this movie existed until today.
John, you actually had your initial thoughts on this actual article and the actor pinning his film onto this film as well.
That was you.
You did say you had those thoughts when you saw the article.
Oh,
though, didn't you?
100%, Stephen. He's using the publicity of Robert Eggers' movie to, not Doug, but
I
just
think I
the
said
film in general.
coattails.
Yeah, they're hanging on the coattails of
Yeah.
Robert Eggers' movie. He's a bigger, more renowned filmmaker, and
thought
he's
it
got a
was you.
far bigger cast. I mean, the cast is phenomenal. Nicholas Hoult, fucking Johnny Depp's daughter. I always
Yeah.
forget her name.
Is
Also,
that Johnny
Willem Dafoe.
Depp's daughter? It's Vanessa Paradis' daughter.
I don't know. I'd have to search.
I don't know how many daughters Johnny Depp's got,
Eh,
but I
I
know
don't-
that they
probably a
had a
lot.
kid. I'm sure.
You've seen the way he looked
Yeah.
in the 90s. I'm sure he wasn't short of offers. And he had that sort of
Lot of
chill.
Depp's
Oh, fucking right,
hanging
there
about,
is.
yeah.
100%.
floating about Europe.
He was like a real Joey Tribbiani, but smarter. The guy who just did everything, didn't he? Let's be honest. But yeah, it's just a far bigger cast, more renowned movie, and no one will really know of this movie's existence. And now they're kind of jumping on it. And look, you've got to respect it. You've got to hustle, try and get eyeballs on your film. Ultimately, like I may be eating
Eyeballs.
humble pie.
Yeah.
This may be better than the Eggers movie. You never know. Stranger things have happened. He's a big fan of Robert Eggers. He can't wait to see their movie. Fuck it, I'm done with this guy. He just says Willem Dafoe was great in it, I think. And now he's saying I can't wait to see Eggers' movie. You fucking speaking like you've fucking seen the movie. You're talking about Willem Dafoe's performance. He was great.
Maybe he's talking about the trailer. I don't know.
Maybe he's talking about a
there's
totally
not-
different film. Is he talking about the Northman or something?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what this means. I thought you were done with this guy.
Just I'm bamboozled, man.
John,
I really am.
There's real anger in that statement.
Oh, it's fucking angered me.
Yeah.
Jeez, he's a great actor, by the way.
Yeah.
Brilliant actor. I've seen him in a lot of things. A great actor. What is this? It's as if Todd Phillips doesn't want you to have a good time with his film. As if you were subjected to a divine punishment for having enjoyed the previous one, and that was wrong. That's what I've heard. A major flop in a year full of mediocre films. I've heard that he's took the concept of the first film and says, "Oh, did you like that? Is that what you think? Is it played out the way you and a million other people thought it played out? Well, you were fucking wrong. This is the way it worked out. Suck it, bitch, get it up you." So yeah, that's really concerning.
Some people just want to watch the world burn.
It's like, why would you do it, Todd? Why would you do it, mate? It was an Oscar-winning film. It was fucking a brilliant singular story. Why make a sequel and shit on it? But look, we'll go. I won't watch it. I've not seen it yet. I don't.
Perhaps maybe I really want to do a watch along full edge, John, when it comes out on digital download. Maybe that's
anger
a
the
thing.
fucking life out of me
But
if it
what a
goes the way I
reaction!
think.
Yeah, what a reaction! It would be, though.
Genuinely will anger me if it goes the way I think it's going.
Have you got
'cause
anything more to say on this, John?
that's my thoughts there.
Yeah.
See that right there? You see that little hand there? Breaking the fourth wall. We're both in the same room. We just zoom up because it's a wide shot and it just looks shit. So we zoom it up.
I often wonder people coming on this channel to begin with, like for the first time, thinking their connection is shit hot because there's no delay.
Yeah.
in both. It's not like Mexico '86, you know.
Stephen's got guitars behind him and I've got guitars behind me. We're in the same fucking room. There you go. Stephen plays the guitar as well, though.
Yeah, there is guitars behind me, John. You're absolutely right. Oh, there's an awkward silence, right? Anyway,
yeah.
But anyway,
I always wondered what Beirut in 1980 was meant. Now I realise because we're living that again. Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to move on to our
And
next topic. That was a goal.
It's just that. Wait, there's two Nosferatu films.
We're going to move on, but did you know about the second film, folks? Did you know there's going to be a shot-for-shot remake? If you did, let us know. Let us know. Are you looking forward to, obviously, Robert Eggers' film coming out this month? We certainly are, and we'll certainly be going to watch it as well. But we're going to move on to our final topic, John, and we're going to move into
That's a mid-80s Rotten Tomatoes. Calling it right now.
Music news.
Was that?
I'm trying to do a cut here, John. I edit these to do clips, so there's got to be that.
Start again.
There's got to be that. But we're going to move into music news, John, and it's all about the Beatles announcing the 60th anniversary reissue of A Hard Day's Night. You can do that.
That was me 5 years ago.
Yeah. John,
Go back and listen to me. Well, you can't because I've been taken off.
This isn't the film we're talking about here,
terrible.
folks. It's actually the album, the 1964 album. The Beatles have announced a special 60th anniversary reissue of their 1964 album, A Hard Day's Night, set for release on October 19th. The reissue will be available as a limited edition 180 gram, I think that is, white vinyl pressing in celebration of National Album Day. A Hard Day's Night, the band's third studio album, what the fuck was that? Was entirely written by Paul McCartney and John Lennon, making a significant moment in their songwriting partnership. Ooh. The album also served as part of the soundtrack.
It's a soundtrack to my dog who's farting behind me, and it's like a catalytic converter. Anyone that knows. There's your smell vision.
Yeah, Golden Virginia. John, the album also served as part of the soundtrack for the Beatles' first film and features hits like the titular track and Can't Get By Me Love, both of which became transatlantic #1 singles.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was. I was trying to do some kind of DJ from transatlantic. Your man, Tony Blackburn. Yeah.
He's dead now, ain't he?
No, he's still very much alive and still doing DJing, I think. John,
I'm thinking about
Terry Wogan.
Terry Wogan, yeah.
He was Irish. Yeah.
I don't know, it was before my time.
Same hairstyles. John.
Oh, yeah, fucking comb overs.
Terrible.
Dreadful.
Before I let you in here, John, we're obviously talking about Hard Day's Night, and this is the album that the Beatles and particularly John Lennon and Paul McCartney really stamped their authority, and it's not to do a disservice to Please Please Me with the Beatles or Beatles for Sale, which are great albums, but this was the one for me.
Yeah.
When I started my journey as a Beatles fan, I just thought this was a phenomenal album. Fantastic soundtrack. Was this the first soundtrack, would you think? I don't know, folks. Maybe you can help us out here. Was this the first?
Elvis for sure.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I forgot
He
about
was
him.
doing
Yeah,
his-
he was doing his numbers, wasn't he, with his films. The most important thing about this, John, this is the end of sort of Beatlemania and the Fab Four image before they moved into Dylan-esque.
Yeah.
They started listening to obviously Bob for
Smoking
obviously
hash.
help. So obviously this is a sort of
Marijuana.
last album before they matured into mature songwriters, if you like, but still a fantastic album. Great film as well. I probably will talk about the film anyway.
Stephen, I
John.
love the film. For me, it stands the test of time. It's one of the great sort of musical act linked films. I've never seen an Elvis film, and I've got zero inclination to go and watch them. They just feel like a sort of cynical, I don't know, publicity device
You've
for
never
the actual
danced to
albums.
Rockahula, no?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen the fucking video clips. I mean, like I said, Return to Sender, I've seen the clip of him on the stage or the video from the film of him on the stage dancing and doing all the stuff, and he looks cool as hell. Elvis was Elvis. But it stands the test of time. It's far better than Help. Help's just a ploy. You talk about cynicism.
The film,
They wanted to go to the Bahamas.
The actual albums.
Yeah.
pretty
No, Help's a
fucking
fantastic
kick,
fucking album, but
Yeah.
the actual film
yeah.
is nowhere near as good as A Hard Day's Night. Don't get us even elements in that are pretty cool. Like the shared terraced housing and whatnot. I mean, it's pure 60s nostalgia. Not that I've got nostalgia because I was but a twinkle in my mother and father's eyes at that point. But it stands the test of time. I love A Hard Day's Night. It's a brilliant film. Brilliant little simple concept. Ringo's outstanding in it. But yeah, I agree with you, Stephen. The album's probably the last sort of chaotic, fast-past.
And directed at a teenage fan base
Yeah.
at that point. Probably the last time.
Because you think of those early albums, they're very snappy. 2.5 minute songs. They don't overstay their welcome.
Yeah.
Very well, obviously.
And they've all got the same sort of
Produced.
message. Love,
Yeah.
you know, this girl likes me, she likes you, that kind of thing. I love you,
I mean, Help's
Yes,
got
I
that
love
as
you.
well.
love me do. Yeah.
Night
yeah.
Before and stuff like that. It's got stuff like that in there as well. But
There's an energy about it.
Yeah.
And the other thing I like about it is that
Is
all the
this-
songs sort of just, you know, they fall into each other quite well. You know, there's nothing that I would say, oh, that's a bit out of place. Everything just, there's a theme going along. I don't know if it's perhaps maybe deliberate to go with the film. I'm not sure of the sequence. I can't remember. Not seen the film in a while.
yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was great. I thought
There's just so many great songs in there. Happy just to dance with you and stuff like that. It's just
get-
a fucking.
obviously they don't want to miss the 60th anniversary reissue, John. But the thing that Giles Martin's been doing, he's been
Yeah, I was
working
going to ask
back the way, and this seems to have came to a stop, and it annoys me a little bit because I'm thinking perhaps are we stopping because we're going into sort of a Lennon period now because we're working back the way. And when I say Lennon period, I mean Lennon dominated. And Paul doesn't want to do that now. He just wants to do the reissues for the ones where he kind of carried the group forward. Because I think Giles Martin's always said, this isn't my only job. He's obviously doing other things for other bands and stuff like that.
And it's
it
time
does-
consuming, man. I
it
mean,
takes a couple of years out of his life, every album, John, to be fair.
and I know
when
they're
he's
utilising
remixing these.
AI, and I think it's maybe
Revolver
something.
was fantastic, John, last year.
Yeah, oh
That
yeah.
was an
yeah.
incredible
I mean, even
release.
the stuff that Julian's done with Lennon's stuff and
Sean,
Mind
yeah.
Games. Oh,
Yeah.
not Sean Lennon's done with Mind Games,
Poor
not Julian.
Poor Julian.
Julian's not. He's kicked to the curb.
Poor Julian.
He's not involved at all.
Poor
I think
Julian.
Sean's put the bridges out. He's trying to mend the relationship. I mean, he's mended the relationship with Julian long ago. It's just other people can't let it go.
Yeah.
Because they've got a hard on for his mother, sadly, and her ethnicity, strangely.
Yeah.
What a strange world we live in. The fans of a band that were always promoting peace and love and togetherness and just carefree happiness and to an extent, obviously, as they went on, there was other themes explored, as you did outline, Stephen. Drugs and whatnot, which they'll not admit to. Julian's fucking painting at school. Okay, John. Yeah, sure thing. Cellophane flowers made of yellow and green are newspaper porters and fucking ships sail on to the shore. Aye, okay, John, definitely, son.
No
It's
problem.
not LCD. It's not LCD. It's not acid. LSD, not LCD. It's not acid, John. It's LCD.
No, fucking TV.
I think I would have loved to have seen him looking at a TV back in the day when he was on acid, Stephen, to see if it was like your sort of I'm not saying her name in case you still got some connection, who was speaking to a fucking ironing board and thinking it was a crocodile or something.
Okay.
Yeah. Is she long gone?
Yeah.
We can talk about that. It's okay. Because I know sometimes maybe people from your work or whatever may pop in and have a look. I don't want to be saying anything that's inappropriate.
That was a long time ago.
I don't even know what I was speaking about when I went down that rabbit hole talking about fucking LSD and acid. I feel like I popped an acid in the midst of that. But needless to say, Stephen, that was the question I was going to ask before I went off on a massive tangent and lost my train of thought, which is dangerous. I was going to ask, has Giles been involved in this, or is this a sort of remaster of the soundscape and a remix?
Yeah.
So it's just a reissue. That's kind of disappointing because the work they have been doing, like you said, reverse engineering the sort of cataloguing back and remixing it has been unbelievable because he's been doing it almost like you'd be sitting in Studio 2 at Abbey Road with the band. He's positioning the drums and George and John and Paul precisely where they would be in your ears.
Yeah.
And it's for a long time I thought the remasters from 2009 were the sort of gold standard. A lot of people don't like that because they did clean up little things and they like just the
warts and all.
The warts and all of the original recordings. But when I go back and listen to the 2009 stuff now, I can't listen to it. Yeah. It just sounds fucking weird. It's weird the way they've constructed it. Some things aren't as prominent as they should be. To the point where if I go back and listen, I feel there's something wrong at Stephen's chair, I have to stress. So Giles has done a wondrous job with those remasters over the years. And it's sad to see that they're not continuing that into the early days. I understand these are more mono era, and it's really hard to separate all the various components in the song. But we know they can do it because they did it in the Red and Blue albums.
I think obviously because it's the 60th anniversary, they don't want to miss it. But I hope they do go back to what they were doing with obviously Giles Martin, because I'm very intrigued to see Rubber Soul as the next one.
I'm amazed they've not done that yet.
Yeah, well, it could be. Nothing's been announced, but
that would probably be the last one I would thought would be easy enough to do.
You're going into mono after that, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, John, I was going to actually go through track by track on this, and I'd like you to give me a rating on each song.
It's going to be biased because I think every Beatles song's fucking unbelievable.
So the first one is obviously A Hard Day's Night.
Out of 10?
Yeah.
That's a... Oh, yeah, you know what? I'll try and be fair.
Yeah. I've
been watching a lot of Julian Edelman's podcast recently, Games with Names. It's a brilliant concept where he gets a guest who's been involved, player, coordinator, coach, in a famous game, and they name the game and they break down the components. And he goes on, and his guys that run it go on about rookie scores, not giving it a 10. Try to be decimal and whatnot with the ratings. Yeah. So I'll try and be fair. Hard Day's Night, I'd give that maybe, in the context of the entire Beatles catalogue, probably an 8.3 out of 10. It's a great song.
Yeah, I should have known better.
You know, I actually think that's better than A Hard Day's Night.
Yeah, I prefer it.
I'm going to give it an 8.9.
If I Fell.
Love If I Fell.
An incredible song.
9.2.
Yeah.
Love it.
I'm Happy Just to Dance With You, which is a Lennon-McCartney, but obviously George sings this one.
I'm referenced that. It's one of my favourite Harrison songs in the entire Beatles catalogue, so I'll probably give it an 8.5.
And I Love Her.
Incredible riff from George.
Yeah.
Probably an 8.7. You see, I'm biased, man, after every fucking beat. I mean, if you put a Wild Honey Pie in there, I'll say it's a 2. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I'm not that biased.
It's because it's such a good album. Tell me why.
Probably one of the weaker ones for me. I'll give it like a 6.9, a 7.
Can't Buy Me Love.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Just glorious Macca vocals, incredible guitar work. Just really fast paced and exemplifies the Beatles at that point. So I'm going to give that I think that's right up there as one of the best songs in the album.
Yeah.
I'll give that a 9.5. That's just everything I think of early Beatles.
Any Time At All.
That's one of the weaker ones for me again. That's down probably like a 7.2 or something. Yeah. It's still a good song because they were all good at that point. Yep. You've got George Martin and brilliant producers behind the scenes, and there's great musicianship, and they're just breaking down walls in terms of sound design and what they're doing. They're all good songs at that point.
I'll Cry Instead.
I need to think of that one. That's one of the ones that you'd try and we do quizzes. So guess the song. And I know there's loads of people do it and they're fucking amazing.
John Lennon's the lead vocals on that. But I always thought...
What does that go like again?
I'm not singing. But I always thought you could probably listen to it on your phone, John, if you want to while I talk. But it was one of those ones that I always felt that would have been more suited to Ringo's sort of range. It's not a bad song. It's an okay song. It's very short. It's 1 minute 44
That's what I'm talking about.
seconds. So it's kind of in there and out. You blink, you miss it. But it's part of the theme. You know, it kind of runs.
I'll Cry Instead.
I'll Cry Instead, yeah. So for me, it's probably the weakest one. But it's still a good song. But it's that sort of sound from that time. You know?
Yeah, that's probably a 6.5, yeah.
As I said, it was probably the weakest one. Things We Said Today.
Oh, that's right up there. I think I'm accurate right away.
I love the rhythm in that one.
Yeah, that's like, again like a 8.8, 8.9. I'm becoming like a Macca fan here.
When I Get Home.
Yeah, I need to think of that one again. I need to listen to that. There's songs that I actively avoid on some of the albums. Yeah, I love the Beatles, man, but I'd need to listen to it.
It's John again. It sings.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't mind that one. Yeah, probably
like that one.
Probably a 7.2. It's better than Things We Said.
One of the better.
I'll Cry Instead. Sorry.
One of the better tracks on this. You Can't Do That.
I mean, Lennon's guitar, unbelievable. I mean, I play it all the time. Just brilliant structuring in the song. Yeah, I mean, that's right. I mean, that's like a 9.
Yeah, I'll Be Back. Finishing it off.
Again, I'm going to listen to that just to refresh my mind.
It's Lennon with.
Oh yeah, right up there. Yeah.
That's even that opening riff.
Yeah, it's like 9 again. That's one of the best songs.
And that's side 1 lasts 16 minutes 23, and side 2 or the B side, whatever you want to call it, 13 minutes 46. Very short album, under half an hour long. And they
were battering these albums out at the time. I mean, it was a slick process.
Or just over half an hour. Sorry,
it wasn't like 10 hours or whatever they done. Please Me in, but they were doing these albums very quickly. And there was high energy. I always envisaged that being like what it was like going to a concert or a gig, whatever you want to call it, back in the day. Just really high octane performance. Lots of energy, really young and bombastic at that time. I can say it now. So yeah, I mean, Stephen, you're absolutely bang on. One of the last sort of youthful. I mean, they were always young throughout their whole Beatles time.
Under
they weren't
30,
fucking ever old. I mean, it's crazy. I cringe now when I look back. I was 17, 16, listening to the Beatles. I was younger than everyone.
Worst thing you can do is compare yourself to the Beatles, John. And what?
I know. I mean, I've done it numerous times. John Lennon in particular, and I'm just like, what am I doing with my fucking life? This guy's like 33 here, and he's accomplished more.
Let's be honest, the 4 of them were a force of nature
than I'll ever accomplish in my life at 33. He's sitting in a mansion. I'm a fucking loser. Not you, John. You sung I'm a Loser. What the fuck are you talking about, mate? You were literally on top of the world at that point. Obviously, the way it ended is unbelievably bad, but he was on top of the world and he's singing I'm a loser. I'm like, John, I'm the fucking loser, mate.
I'm not what I appear to be, he said.
Yes. Yeah, I know what he's saying.
Psychologically.
Insecurities and whatnot, I understand it, but yeah, I mean, you don't compare yourself to the Beatles ever.
It's not good for your health.
It's not good. It's not good age-wise as well, because you cringe as you start to get older and you realise I'm now in the Walls and Bridges era.
Well, I'm beyond it, John. I'm beyond it. But
and for Macca, where would I be for Macca with that? I'm probably like middle of the Wings era.
John,
it's probably over in Japan getting arrested for marijuana.
I'm getting to the anthology stage with Macca and Ringo. It's scary.
Ringo, I'm probably singing It's Sweet, You're Sweet, you're fucking I'm butchering the fucking lyrics. You're 16, you're beautiful, you're mine. I come on like a dream, peaches and cream. That's the era I'm in. Ringo was singing that when he was like mid-30s. What the fuck are you doing, Ringo? You fucking weirdo. What are you doing? You're singing about 16-year-old Carrie Fisher's in the video. You're like 34. What are you doing, man?
Bizarre.
How old was he? I need to find this out before we go. I have to find this out.
Probably your age.
Oh my lord, Ringo, no.
I think he was mid-30s at that point, wasn't he? Was it the mid-70s?
Yeah.
It was the mid-70s. Well, saying that, he might have been younger.
Might have been younger, yeah. I can't be arsed typing it up. I'm a nightmare typing at best of times.
I mean, it might have been 32, 33, I can't remember. Still wrong.
Yeah.
So he's dressed as well. He's slightly overweight with a leather jacket on. He's got
God.
it kind of zipped up halfway.
Oh, Ringo.
Like Barry from I'll Be the Same Pet.
Ringo, you've got to understand, if that's mid-70s, he's hanging around with Keith Moon at this point and getting absolutely blitzed.
Harry Nilsson, yeah.
Fucking hell. I'd have loved to have been there.
Yeah.
Keith Moon was unbelievable, by the way.
Alexander's in.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. Stephen always maintains that you wouldn't want to be with John Lennon when he was drunk. And I maintain that I fucking would. I would want to be with John Lennon when I was drunk and he was drunk. I want to be there. See, if you could get me a time machine, I'd go back to that Lost Weekend era in LA and just get blitzed with that guy. It'd be fucking brilliant. Absolutely sensational. Give it to me. If he's batting fuck out of people, I'm all about that, man. All about it. I digress though. What's your thoughts on it? We're done, aren't we?
We are, yeah.
We're done off. What's your thoughts on Joker 2 losing $70 million? I never did get the context of that. I presume it's on expectations opening weekend and it underperforming. I've not even looked at the box office. You know what? We'll do that very quickly. Very quickly, because I want to see how it's performing. Never did do it during the actual. But, oh wow, yeah.
I kind of mentioned it.
Yeah, $121 million. $250 million budget. Yeah, that ain't great. What's your thoughts though? What's your thoughts on it getting slammed by critics? Cinema score rating of a D, which is utterly horrendous. We've got some comments in the comment section outlining their thoughts. What's your thoughts if you're watching this, if you've got here? God bless you. Thoughts on Nosferatu having a competitor coming out 2 months earlier. I laugh when I say competitor because there's no competition. Doug Jones has been out talking about it and how it's unfortunate. Well, it's not, because you're hanging on the coattails of Robert Eggers and his film and his team. So, fuck you doing, Doug. Share your thoughts down below about Nosferatu. Shot for shot remake that no one heard of, coming out on the 18th of October this month. Funnily enough, who'd have funked it? The Beatles as well announcing a 60th anniversary for A Hard Day's Night. Giles Martin has not remastered it. It's just I don't know, packaging. What's your thoughts on it? Share your thoughts down below. Thoughts on the songs, thoughts on the Beatles, anything you want to share on any of the absolute nonsense that we have spoken about, that I've spoken about. Steven's been very coherent throughout. There's been no nonsense spoken. Stephen, we've got a comment here. I don't know if you want to address it before we go.
I don't know.
I was in the middle of rounding it up there. You've killed me a little bit there,
the
Green
trilogy,
Wagon.
it's a weird one since there's 4 of them. How can you do a trilogy?
Yeah.
You know? I don't like that kind of shit.
4 individual actors.
Sam Mendes is too good to be doing this kind of nonsense.
It's very hard to get it right, isn't it? Really hard to get it right.
I know a lot of Elvis fans that have not seen the Elvis film for that reason. They just can't see someone replacing the actual person.
Elvis is a lot easier to replicate than the Beatles.
Caricature version. That.
I thought Austin done a brilliant job.
Yeah, he did, John, but he's not Elvis.
No, he's not.
You know, it's just I can't see anyone coming in and doing. I mean, you can probably get Stevie Ricks from YouTube to do the whole lot because he's probably as good as you're going to get.
It's a really hard accent to get right as well.
Yeah,
really.
Some people think they can do it. Simon Pegg's one of them, I think.
A lot of people think they can do a Geordie accent as well and end up sounding like they're from Jamaica.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah.
Self-rise again, man.
Someone did it in front of Stephen Graham and he absolutely destroyed him. Can't remember who it was.
Is he a Scouser though?
Yeah, but he still fucking destroyed him.
Yeah.
He's like, what are you doing? What's that?
Did you see is it Lewis Stevenson on Open Goal doing Neil Lennon impression?
No.
He sounded
Lewis Stevenson?
He sounded
John Lennon? Neil Lennon.
He sounded Canadian.
Yeah. Fucking mental. Yeah, I did hear it.
Absolutely weird.
Yeah, but talking about the team talks, yeah. You just stay away from impressions. That's why it's difficult in short to get it right. Yeah, I don't know what I make of that.
That's my thoughts. I think
such an iconic story though.
Sam Mendes is a fantastic filmmaker, but I wouldn't touch it with a barge pole.
Yeah. I don't know how they're going to do that.
Not interested in it, to be honest with you. I remember those talks about Ewan McGregor doing Lennon.
Do you remember Robert Carlyle playing Lennon?
The Dakota, yeah, it was rubbish. Yeah, the Dakota years with Ewan McGregor, and I thought it was interesting at the time. But the more I thought about it, I went, "There's no need for it. There's really no need. There's not enough."
There was no need for a Chapman movie either, though, and they fucking made that.
They made 2 of them. Your Man was one of them.
Yeah. Jared Leto.
Yeah.
Never seen it. Not giving the airtime to that fat fuck.
Yeah.
I would literally put a bullet in that guy's head, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. I'm sure other people would as well. That guy is a scumbag. Don't give him the
I don't know
attention he deserves.
Nah, not in the head, John. Probably in the balls.
Yeah. Probably kneecap him. Yeah. Make it really painful for him.
Yeah, this
He's
is
just a scumbag.
Yeah.
Guy's a scumbag. Don't give attention to people like that. That's what they crave. Why you would make a movie about a despicable person who took someone's life is beyond me. It's like the serial killer stuff. I really can't understand people with this obsession with serial killers and films about serial killers. Really fucking weird behaviour. But hey ho, horses for courses, as George Martin would have famously said back in the day. We're done here. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon to get notifications straight to your eyes. Follow button, notifications button over on Twitch as well to see us live on that platform. What's left to be said is thank you to everyone that came in and commented. And until the next time, me and Stephen are done. Bye bye. Didn't work. Bye. So slick until the end. Bye bye.